Hi, everyone, and welcome to DigitalOcean's holiday live stream deploying to 2021 and not rolling back. I'm Mason Egger, and this is my coworker, Chris. Hey, say hi, Chris.
Hey, everybody.
Sweet. So, thank you for joining us today. It's been a year. I think that's pretty much all we can really say about that. But Chris and I are going to talk real quick about some of the trends that we've been seeing uh, just in our industry this year. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Chris to talk about front end stuff here for the very beginning. So, what you seeing,
Sure.
Chris?
Yeah, I was asked recently, how's like the front end world doing? And I would say it's pretty stable in 2020 as far as front end libraries is moving forward. Everything's been pretty solid. And I think I really like the look for people coming to like Next.js doing a really big year. And it's kind of funny. You're seeing the front end become these like monolithic stacks, not monolithic, but the Jamstack is moving into a more full stack realm. So it's good to see.
Yeah, I think from the back end, we're also kind of seeing that. I mean, it was a good year for Kubernetes. Kubernetes remains strong, more and more features getting released. We are kind of seeing more monolithic style applications coming around. It's not like where people are still using Kubernetes, but people are starting to realize that the distributed monolith wasn't really a great thing. You either have to write microservices or you have to do a monolith. But we have definitely been seeing, especially with some of the like more beginners and more like smaller businesses and stuff, that maybe Kubernetes isn't necessary to host your blog site. Maybe just a server that runs everything is the way to go. So it's interesting because we are really. I'm starting to see it come back, and it's been really interesting for that. But
People love
yeah,
that simplicity.
it is like the monolith itself, like while while it can become cumbersome and it can become difficult to maintain, it is like I have one deploy script. It all goes to one thing. It's all on like a handful of servers. It was easier. It was a simpler time.
Yeah. Well, we've been running Scotch.io on a $20 droplet for 6 years now, and it's been perfect.
That's amazing. It's cool that 6 years, man. You've been a customer of DigitalOcean for a while. Uh, I would say some of the other things that I saw this year, some of the top languages we saw really popping out. JavaScript, of course, is still sitting up there, on the top seat. We're seeing Python, we're seeing Java, Golang's definitely making a comeback or not a comeback. It's becoming a comeuppance in the DevOps world. What JavaScript frameworks would you say this year? What did you seeing in front end that's really popular or really got your
Yeah,
attention?
you definitely see the bigger frameworks like Next.js, Nuxt on the Vue side, and just the ability to give more from a framework. Um, and I'm seeing a lot of really cool ones like Blitz.js where they do a better job at combining the front end and the back end. That is a lot of rewritten code when you're trying to go from a front end, grab data from an API, display that data. A lot of that stuff could probably be extracted away.
Mm, interesting. Yeah. Uh, I don't know anything about front end stuff. I let you inform me for all the information on that. Um, I would definitely see though that like we've seen a lot of growth this year in just the developer communities all around the world. Like we've seen like I've seen communities popping up in Africa, in Southeast Asia, in Eastern Europe, in Latin America. Since I'm in Texas, I kind of pay attention to what's happening in Latin America, and it's been really cool to see all of these developer communities popping up all the time. Um,
Yeah,
what are you seeing?
especially with the remote move, I've seen a lot of great communities, and the African community has been up and coming. Not up and coming. They've been doing such a great job for years now. So I get to see a lot of communities really coming into their own. And since everyone's remote, everyone has that like equal stage, which is what we love about the internet.
In the cloud, yeah, it's great. It's definitely been an equalizing year, I would say.
Yes. So, all right, that's let's keep moving forward to our holiday live stream. So next up, we're gonna have our CEO Yancey come on and say some welcoming words for the holiday live stream. So yeah, everybody, welcome Yancey to the stage.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Mason, for getting us off up and running. And hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our holiday live stream. I'll echo what Mason kicked off and make a major understatement. This has been a strange year. I don't think there's a person on the planet who would say anything different, but it's a historic year. And the good news is I think the virus has accelerated digital transformation and propelled the cloud. And this is enabling, developers everywhere, entrepreneurs everywhere, regardless of background, where they live, or their expertise, to build applications that are relevant to the world. And frankly, I know tech right now, at least the big tech players, are getting a bad rap. But I'm pretty proud of what technology in our businesses and technologists all over the world have been able to do in terms of playing a role, keeping humanity productive, connected, and frankly able to strive or have some ability of normalcy, given all that's going on in the physical world that's minimized our ability to engage. And I don't know about you, but I can't imagine going through this year, without the benefits of technology, with the internet, with mobility, with food delivery, restaurant delivery, the ability to make mobile payments, etc. I mean, just imagine. It's not that things aren't bad, but imagine how much worse it would be if humanity was not able to stay connected and productive in a lot of ways. So, silver lining, if you will, out of this year, and it's been enabled by folks like you and folks like us, and I'm actually very proud of that. DO, we're about giving a platform, providing a platform, a secure, reliable, scalable platform that allows developers, entrepreneurs, and businesses everywhere. 70% of our customers are in the United States, even though we're a US-based company. We're enabling you all to have the creative freedom to create and do incredible things and chase your ideas and build businesses, etc. And I'm also proud of that. Early on in this, as the virus was taking hold, the pandemic, we launched something I'm also very proud of, our Hub for Good program. And basically what that is we're donating our infrastructure to causes, to people who want to make a difference, to do good in the world. First project came from BusByte, which is a Norway-based software company. Their founder, Michael McMillan, he told us he wanted to use our infrastructure to run an open source app, to build and operate an open source app that allows users to self-report symptoms of the virus. We provided free credits to get that up and running. And it's now operating in 35 countries, leveraging our Kubernetes and Postgres database, managed database service. And we have well over 1,000 people like Michael who have launched ideas. Intel has partnered with us. I'm really proud of that as well. And we've expanded the scope, really, and encourage you all to apply, if you're working on projects to improve health, education, reduce inequality, spur economic growth in your communities, in your regions, in the world. Today's live stream, we're going to share more stories like that. There's so many more around our virtual fireplace. And hopefully you've brought some cheer, some holiday cheer. And we look to deploy into 2021. Turn the page on this year. And there's light at the end of the tunnel in 2021, which is a great thing as the healthcare therapies and vaccines start to disseminate around the world. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, and we're looking forward to getting that rolling here in a couple of weeks in 2021 and kicking that off with you. We will be playing a few rounds of the game Among Us, so bear with us while we demo some apps and chat about our favorite developer projects during this year from all over the world. So I'm excited for you to hang with us today and, for a little bit, spend some of your time with us. That's always a good thing. And enjoy the show. And next up, we have Jake Laverne. Jake's our Senior Director of Product Management. He's going to give you a sneak peek into what's coming on the product roadmap. Over to you, Jake.
Great. Thanks, Yancey. Just happy to be here. Want to wish you all a happy new year, a wonderful holiday season. And we're gonna do a little roadmap preview. So we'll take a look at that now. And before we get to the roadmap, we'll have a chance to look back at what got us here. Right, a lot of our product roadmap is informed by our history as a company and as a community. So with that, next slide. DigitalOcean really was started as a developer-led company. It was a developer-led startup that has scaled to success because of its relentless focus on this core mission, which is to simplify cloud computing so developers and businesses can spend more time creating software that changes the world. And so next, we think about how we can take what we've done as a developer-led startup and help other developer-led projects, products, businesses not just get launched, but really scale and grow. And we do that with a focus on three main tenets. And those tenets are simplicity. Everything that we do starts with simplicity, whether it's simplicity in our products or pricing or packaging, getting up and getting running. Our service, which is more than just our customer support. It's our community here. It's our set of tutorials. It's all the work that Chris and Mason and our DevRel team does. And then scale, because we know that having a startup, being an entrepreneur is not just about day one, but about day 100 and day 1000. And we're there with customers as they scale up in a cost-efficient way. It's one of the things that we can really bring to new budding and scaling businesses, the ability to build out your product and vision in a way that can scale cost effectively. So next, part of this is making sure that we have the breadth of offerings to meet developers where they are. We love developers that come to DO to learn. We love developers that are building larger businesses and projects. We love developers that are trying to make use of the latest and greatest technologies. And so we have a range of choices, everything from droplets that we spin up in 55 seconds to our app platform, which lets you deploy directly from Git repositories without even having to think about the infrastructure. Of course, in the middle, our Kubernetes offering, which allows customers to run clusters with thousands and thousands of nodes. So we've got a range of services to meet developers wherever you are and to support apps of any scale. And on the next slide, the way we do this is by bringing you the core offering that you need of the entire platform. I think we're ahead by one, but the entire platform of just the services that you need. So we've got a breadth of offerings, everything that you need from a compute perspective, whether that's our droplets or managed Kubernetes, our app platform, but also storage, managed databases, load balancers, backups and snapshots, all on a secure platform with VPC, cloud firewalls, and 2FA. And we do this on the next slide with a developer experience that focuses on simplicity, making sure there's not a bunch of cruft in the way of you getting your idea live, running, and then scaling. And so we have our graphical control panel, our command line tools, and our API, support for teams, all the guides and libraries, and our documentation and integrations. And then on the next slide, we top this off with our marketplace. Our marketplace really now brings 150 plus apps, all of which run either on droplets or on Kubernetes to make things even simpler. So you want to get a WordPress site up and running. You want to use Docker or Plesk, Grafana or CloudBees or 100 others. You can do that all with one click. And so on the next slide, our most recent offering, the DigitalOcean App Platform, which I mentioned earlier, takes convenience to a whole nother extreme. It's really about the scenarios where you want to just focus on your code and your application and not even worry about the underlying cloud infrastructure, we can handle that for you. So when you deploy to App Platform, you just point us to your code or your pre-built container image, and we get that up and running and scaling without you having to worry about the underlying components. So on the next slide, we'll take a look at sort of the history of our roadmap, how we've gotten where we are, and then where we're going. Right. So, earliest days, DigitalOcean offered $5 droplet, and we still do to this day. Of course, today's $5 droplet is much more powerful than the original one. And then we've broadened that out. I mean, we've got a full set of virtual machine offerings globally distributed across multiple data centers. But that focus on the developer, like I said, has been there since day one. And then what we've wanted to do is take other developers that are using DigitalOcean Cloud and help them grow their product offering in their business. And so we've done that by offering a broad set of core complete cloud offerings that you need, everything from storage to backups, networking, databases, and more managed experiences. And that's where we are today, continuing to refine and launch those new infrastructure capabilities while at the same time adding on high productivity offerings like the App Platform or managed databases and managed Kubernetes. And so on the next slide, you can see we're just getting started. A lot of the newest products that we've launched have all come just within the last 3 years, as you can see here. And this really shows the momentum of DigitalOcean. And we'll continue to offer new and expanded capabilities, lots of new cloud technologies, as well as rich managed capabilities to make your life easier as a developer, as somebody that's got a project that you're passionate about, a company that you're starting, a product that you're scaling. We're here for you, and we're going to do that by continuing to offer that curated set of capabilities with a focus on simplicity and community and scalability that we've been showing to date. And so moving on to that next slide, we'll see sort of most recently what we've delivered and what's teed up for the coming 6 or 9 months. So when we look at just this quarter, we launched App Platform as a generally available product in October. We've got thousands of customers using it today, which is great. We also launched storage optimized droplets, including 11% price cut down on memory optimized droplets. And we released our container registry as a generally available offering. So this way you can store your pre-built containers and use them on your Kubernetes clusters or on droplets running Docker or soon directly in the App Platform. We've got also a recent release of high-performance load balancer options. You've now got 3 choices of size for your load balancers. And coming soon, we'll have more choices for your managed database instances, so including more dedicated droplets, memory optimized, and storage optimized droplets to give you a broader range of support for your managed databases. And then as we get further into 2021, we'll see a choice of capabilities on your droplets, CPU offerings, choice between AMD and Intel, as well as choice on storage, including NVMe, SSD storage on select droplets. And then as we roll further into the year, we'll see our Kubernetes offering and our managed database offering and our App Platform all sort of rolling forward into 2.0 versions on Kubernetes. That includes things like multi-master and high availability master support, storage operators, auto repairing nodes, a ton of continuous improvements, and always available the latest releases of Kubernetes. And we're looking at shared file system support, things that we can do to make it easier to share your files across your entire cluster. And then on DBAS, our managed database offering, we're looking at advanced logging and snapshotting, online migration, role-based access controls, and we're always looking to add new database engines. We'd love to hear feedback about that, and I imagine we'll have new engines coming out in 2021. And then continuing forward to look at app platform sort of 2.0 on that next slide, we'll see that we've got lots of capabilities planned for throughout 2021. So that would include things like auto scaling coming very soon, GitLab and Bitbucket support, scheduled jobs, more languages and frameworks that we'll continue to support throughout the year, as well as in the back half of the year, more alerts and notifications, advanced troubleshooting, more languages and frameworks. We'll look at dedicated clusters, and then in the future, what we can do around functions as a service and DO build pipelines. So as you can see, we've got a lot that we've delivered recently, a lot that's in the works. Really excited to help the developer community grow their ideas, grow their products, grow their businesses, and do it on DO. We've been doing it along with you since we started, and we're gonna keep doing that. So I want to thank you for spending time with us today. We have a fun show. Grab your favorite drinks and snacks. Stay with us for some app demos while we play Among Us. And next up, Chris, our developer advocate, will have some fun demos for you. Take it away, Chris.
Right on. Thanks, Jake. So super exciting stuff happening, not just at DigitalOcean, but at DigitalOcean to help empower us to build all the fun things that we want to build. And that's what I'm here to talk about. And right after this segment, we're going to get to the Among Us. So for this segment here, I want to talk about something really exciting that's happening right now, the Dev.to Hackathon. And in this Dev Hackathon, we are running it from December 10th to January 10th. And one of the cool things about this is that we're doing it at the end of the year because 2020 was a year. But a lot of us had projects that we always wanted to build. This is a great opportunity to take those projects that you didn't get time to build or didn't have the resources to build during the year, and now let's build them. So that's what this hackathon is all about. So here, if I could share my screen on this. Cool. So this is the Dev.to Hackathon that we're running with DigitalOcean. So it's basically build the app that you want for 4 categories, which is a personal site or portfolio, which I'll be building for myself since I haven't had a personal site pretty much ever. What we're going to do is, if you want to check out this link, you can go to do.co/hackathon and build what you want to build, deploy it to app platform, and that's your submission, and we're giving away cash prizes. So I just want to take you through a couple of the demos. We started this on December 10th, and now December 17th today is. We already have a lot of really, really cool submissions and people that are working on their submissions. So I want to walk you through all these cool things. Maybe they give you ideas. Maybe you want to join the hackathon. And I highly encourage just building, right? So let's talk about app platform real quick, which is on Jake's roadmap, my favorite part. So I created Scotch.io. We're a front-end web development tutorial site. We kind of bill ourselves, I do at least, as a front-end developer. But really, I'm a full-stack developer. I started on PHP. I started on the back end. And I like building apps with the full stack, right? Database to the back end to the front end and just merging it all together. So lately, I've been saying I'm a front-end sort of person, sort of developer, but I really do like that full stack. So what App Platform is kind of the best way to build out Jamstack applications and also get your backend and your database and merge it all in one place. So you can build full stack apps really quickly on App Platform, and that's what keeps me excited about App Platform. So let's talk about a couple of the really great submissions. If this is your submission and you're in the chat, shout it out and say hey. So the first one that we saw here is Face Mask, a mini social media app for sharing pandemic experiences. I believe they're going to build this in Laravel, with Laravel, and deploy that to App Platform, which is awesome. So the next one I want to call out here is track your work accomplishments easy for annual review. So this is really good. Some of us may have our own tools like Jira and stuff like that. But this is probably most likely simpler. So let's see what's next up. Smile Catcher for expression detection. There's all sorts of different apps you can build for the hackathon. And what's really cool is the demo apps are right here. You can kind of click that, go through there, and try that out. A lot of fun for that one. I didn't have no idea about facial recognition myself. So let's see. Portfolio submissions. I feel like this is going to be a really great thing to join the hackathon for. That's what I'm joining the hackathon for. Is I haven't really built a portfolio ever, so this is a good way to say, hey, Chris, come on, time to do it. This is a really, really good looking portfolio. A lot of great animations here. And if you want to check these out, you can just go to dev.to, just the homepage, and on the right side right here, you can have the link to join the hackathon. And down here, see all posts. You can have the link to go see what everybody else is up to. All right, so let's see. We have Bobby Ilyev with a Bash scripting hackathon submission. So he wrote an ebook and he made a site for it. Really, really good looking site. Really good one. So that's also a great submission. If you've got a project that you wanted to build all year or have wanted to build and haven't been able to build it, shout it out in the chat. I know mine is my own portfolio. We have Lynn, who has her resume as a website kind of published as app platform. So that's a really cool one to see as well. Let's see. Color game submission. This is really cool too. A color game where you can play a color game. And the final one I want to call out is Gitalytics, a simple overview of GitHub activities. So with App Platform, if you can build out the server side for it in Node, in Django, in PHP, Laravel, whatever you want to build, you can even bring your own container and build out your apps. You can add in a front end. And I want to talk about real quick one of the ones that me and my other dev advocate at DigitalOcean built. We built a guest book with Laravel API and a React front end. And I'm going to share this link in the YouTube chat. Everyone, let's be safe for work, follow the code of conduct. But what's really cool here, hey, from the live stream, if you want to chat and throw some messages in there, you can do that live so we can mess around there. But I want to talk to you real quick about how these are structured in App Platform. So App Platform, this is our dashboard for the app you just saw. We have what are called components. And I want to show you how easy it is to join up a Laravel API, Postgres database, and a React front end. If we go over to components, we have a Laravel web service here. We have a React front end here. We have a Postgres database here. And then you can go create a component, add in another database, another static site, and you can give them all their own separate routes. So that's a lot of fun stuff you can do with that platform. Definitely check out the hackathon. And let's keep moving on and let's play some Among Us, which I just learned like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, here we kind of go.
All right, I joined. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we see you, Raman. How are you doing today?
Good, good. Hey, everyone. My name is Raman. I lead product marketing and some developer programs here at DigitalOcean. Very happy to be here.
Always good to see you, Raman.
Hey, Barry.
My name in this game is officially player. That seems weak.
You can change your name before you join. It's at the very top of the screen.
You got to do it before. That's what I was afraid of.
You can always just exit out and then rejoin if you want to change your name. It's up to you. But yeah, let's have everyone go ahead and do introductions. So Ramen is gone, and then I guess down the order of the screen. So, Sneha, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to join a game. This is so sad. Hi, I'm Sneha. I'm on the network core team inside the network pillar. We work on network products or underlying infrastructure to support said products. And I'm also excited to play Among Us. I was trying this yesterday, but now I'm like literally incompetent and incapable of figuring out how to join. Wait, is this a private game? Is this a public game?
You go to online, and then you do a private game, and then there's a code in the private chat here in StreamYard, and you'll be able to see, and you enter in that code.
Sneha, don't worry. There's at least one person worse than you in this group.
Perfect.
Whilst everyone's here, 2 house rules that we have when we're playing Among Us to make it work. Because we're in StreamYard, once you have joined, please go to a different tab in your browser so you can't see my screen, because I am sharing my perspective. And if you see that I'm an imposter, it kind of ruins the game. And as we play, we are going to keep chatting about things. Please don't chat about what's happening in the game itself unless we're in an emergency meeting. Among Us, kind of the whole idea behind it is normally you'd play in silence, but that's not really good stream content, so we're going to be chatting about anything other than what's happening in the game.
Matt, I'll take that tab thing as an advisory.
You definitely should.
I would have never figured that out if you hadn't just told me that there's a big hint on the screen there somewhere.
Okay, so we have player and player 1.
Oh, yay, I joined.
Okay, who? 1, 2, 3,
I'm
4.
struggling to join.
Yeah, it's a.
I'm player 1.
Game.
Sorry, I didn't realize I had to give myself a name.
It's fine.
It helps.
Barry, well, looks of it.
Yeah, Al. On the screen, you click online, and then there'll be a private game, and then in the StreamYard private chat, there's Matt posted a code, and you just enter in that 6-digit code, and you should be able to join. Oh, Al, are you I don't know where we're located, but some people are getting put on like European servers. So at the at the home screen, make sure that you're in the North American region.
I am. I get a reliable packet. One was not act error.
Keep trying.
Yeah, keep trying or restart the app, because you can tell that the game was built by like people who want to surface their network bugs, and it comes up and I'm like, oh, I know what that means, but I don't think that's useful to the users. While we're here, Barry, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself while we're waiting?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I'm Barry Cooks, and I finally fixed my name in the game, so it shows up. I'm CTO at DigitalOcean, so responsible for all of our technologies. And Al is actually one of the folks on my team. Did you get a chance to introduce yourself, Al, or are you still busy trying to debug their network?
No, I'm still trying to get in and getting some kind of error. So who knows?
Maybe try just like completely closing out the game on your phone and reopening it. Sometimes like you have to like exit and relaunch.
Yeah, I just did that.
And then Matt, I don't think you've introduced yourself yet, have you?
I have not. Hi, I'm Matt, Community Platform Manager at DigitalOcean. I'm here today purely to make Among Us kind of hopefully work. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited.
It's going to be fun. For those of you that don't know, the way that you can tell you've been at DigitalOcean a long time is if you've actually seen Matt's face.
Yeah.
Because Matt is always just an avatar and a voice, and we never really ever see him. I didn't realize it was that big of a deal when I first met him my first week here, but I haven't seen Matt since. So
no, I have a very strong rule, which is I don't show my face anywhere online anymore. Just don't do it. Nice and simple.
Keeps it clean.
Definitely.
Al, how's it going?
It's going good.
I'm not sure how, but I got some horns.
So over by this little computer over here, if you use it, you can customize your character. So
yeah, I was trying to do that, but then everything cost real money, and I wasn't quite ready to do that this morning.
Yes, yeah. So like if
you can put a hat on.
Chris, you're not all doled out. Normally, last time you played, you were all dressed up because you kept buying the packs.
What are you talking about? This is my dressed up.
Oh wow! On my screen, I actually don't see it. Like I look over on the StreamYard. On my screen, you have no clothes. So
I don't have my hamster ball.
No.
The Emperor has.
Wait, who's the little person next the like stick figure next to Matt?
Pet. It's one of the things you can buy for the game. It has no. It's just an aesthetic.
Oh.
Al,
So-
are you good, or do you want us to just go?
No,
ahead and go?
I'm still getting this reliable packet 1 not act
Shall we
message. So
start without
what you
me?
guys, just go ahead without me. I'll enjoy being the spectator here.
I'm liking it.
Right, everyone playing, please go to a different tab so you can't see my screen in StreamYard, and we will start the game.
Yes.
Right.
Please. And we'll be ready to go, and we can talk about things. So, who has something they want to talk about?
The game is starting. I want to talk about the fact that we did a practice run for this game last week as a team, and I sucked so bad that today I'm just going to pretend to play and not do anything.
No, we can't win if you do that. Like, and you did pretty well last week. Like, you definitely, like, we did our company or our team holiday party, and we all played Among Us, and it was fun.
That would be cool.
And now you can see everyone's going to get quiet as we
Yeah,
concentrate on the game.
I try to move
I know,
tabs,
right?
but I have this on like 5 screens.
Well, just pretend you didn't see it.
The concentration is like the how I don't embarrass myself part, I think. So, by the way,
I guess
one of the interesting things about DO is everybody turns the camera on, which I've always thought was one of the things that's kind of cool about working at a place that's remote friendly is you get a real sense of the people because most of the time the camera is actually on.
That's right. That was pretty new to me as well.
Yeah,
So the
I've been
funny
at
thing
so
is
many
you guys-
companies where the camera's always off and you just, you kind of know people aren't necessarily paying attention. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
So the funny thing is you guys say that, but then sometimes you'll have a very early morning meeting. I do try to keep the camera off, and then if everyone has a camera on, I'm like, darn it, I have to turn my camera on, but I'm clearly in a onesie wearing like a hat. So yeah. So it is nice. but I will-
Lots of hats in the early morning meetings for sure.
Lots
Yeah,
of that
that's
Zoom
true.
blurry background.
Well, especially if I'm West Coast. So for me, it's 6 a.m. meetings are tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely worse.
Wow, I'm Central Time, and I don't get that, but I do get the pleasure of having Ramen book a meeting during my lunch break every chance he gets.
You're
So-
welcome, my friend. You're welcome.
You get lunch breaks. What's that?
Yeah, that's the other problem. Whoops, with time zone.
Here we go.
Okay.
So everyone, we can now talk about the game.
Oh no!
Yes, we can now talk about the game. Whoever player 1 is that what you is that you, Snea? Did you get killed?
That's me. I think
Okay, so you can't
Yeah,
say who
I
killed you
did.
because
Yeah,
otherwise
don't say
it'll ruin it. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna go by process of elimination because it can't be myself or Matt because we're both really good at the game and we would have killed more than one person in this period of
I feel
time.
like that's what Mason would say.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm the one who found the body and I'm the one who called it. I think it's either Barry or Ramen because Chris is also secretly good at the game. But I also have a policy where I always vote for Chris. So I'm just
Okay,
gonna
Barry voted quite fast there. I think it might be. Ooh,
I voted Mason.
Okay, well that's fine.
Okay. We'll see.
Ramen, you got to vote. Pick one.
Can I vote for myself?
You
You
can't.
can if you want. It's silly, but you can.
It's totally up to you.
No,
And it was a tie. Nothing happened.
Okay, so nothing happened. So we keep playing.
Okay.
Wait, if I'm dead, can I come back to life, or am I
No, so
dead?
you're dead. But if you have tasks left to do, you can still go around as a ghost and complete your tasks.
You actually
okay.
must do that. Otherwise, we can't win unless we eject
Yeah.
the imposters.
Gotcha.
So if you are dead, you like it's the old adage like death doesn't excuse you from your work. So
Hey guys, can we remove this requirement to win? It's too stressful. Let's survive.
Well,
That's what-
winning would be nice. Somebody has to win.
Yeah.
So
If everyone completes their tasks, though, the crewmates win.
yes, but let me also tell you how our marketing our holiday meeting went, Matt. After 2 hours of the game and probably 50 something rounds, we never completed all of our tasks once.
Wow.
Man,
Yes.
I missed out.
It was the day to be. It was definitely the day to be the imposter when you were playing that.
Was that just because the tasks get hard?
No, it's just because people
Oh,
weren't
no.
doing them. Oh no, Ramen's gone. Okay,
His body was in lower reactor.
lower
Engine
reactor.
even. Lower engine.
Okay.
Does that show you on screen?
Yeah. How did you figure that out?
So when
I found the
when you walk into a room, at the bottom of the screen it'll tell you what room it is, and once you've played the game long enough, you kind of know where it is. I don't know. I think it's Barry. Secretly think it's Barry because
Yeah.
I think Chris has had enough of practice that he would be going quicker. I think it.
I've been with both Mason and Chris multiple times, and they both had plenty of opportunities to kill me. So I think it's Barry.
Okay.
Whoa! I got voted off the island.
You got voted off the island.
The question is, do we win or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
we won.
Yeah.
All right,
Brilliant.
so I think I
Lesson
figured
learned,
out.
kill people really fast. Is that it? I was taking my time. I was trying to be subtle.
Well, that's how you should play, really. You know, because if you're too crazy about it, you know, you're gonna get caught doing it.
All right, so whoever the administrator is, could you let me in?
Okay, so you can try joining again now because the game is over. So you should be able
Yeah,
to
try
join.
that same code again.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, Al.
I'll tell you later what I had to do.
We're missing Chris.
That sounds like it's
rejoin.
interesting, and like I want to know if did it require Wireshark? Did you have to
Pretty much.
Wait,
Okay,
what?
Oh, God.
We're all
Okay, don't tell us later. Tell us now because I'm interested.
I don't think so.
Okay, then I'm
Okay.
not gonna. Okay.
everyone again. Make sure you're not looking at StreamYard, and we'll start again.
Yeah, this will be our last game for this round, and then we'll move on to the next segment of the stream.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Al. What was your favorite thing this year that either got released, or what was your favorite thing of 2020 at DigitalOcean this year?
Ooh. You know, it was really good to see App Platform actually get launched. You know, it was really good to see VPC get launched as well, because we had been working on that for a few years. So, you know, so just getting the validation from customers that, hey, these are features that we've been wanting from Dio for quite a while. So, you know, those are definitely two big releases for us that we felt pretty good about. There were lots of internal things that we did as well, lots of optimizations, and you know, when COVID hit, we started being very creative around supply chain disruptions, and that resulted in a lot of creative work being done, and you know, a lot of things that our customers may not see right away, but internally those efficiencies were great for the company overall. Ooh.
Okay, so I found a dead
Oh, my
body.
goodness.
It was okay. So I think it was in lower reactor, but I was in a room. There was no dead body. I walked up. Chris left a room, and then I go back into that room, and now there's magically a dead body there. And
Ooh.
What's
so
the target here?
I think it's Chris.
I'm
That's
voting
my
on Chris
guess.
after hearing that.
If we win
Honestly,
this,
it's
would
probably
we-
Mason. It's so easy to misdirect.
Hey, Chris, go ahead and vote.
Go, Chris.
All right. Well,
I
then
am
I'm voting
wondering
Mason.
that. I'm like trusting Mason, but should I be trusting Mason? I don't know.
I'm leaving.
Mason.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if I was right.
You all kicked off an innocent person.
Oh,
Mason.
well,
I was led astray.
you can try. I guessed. Okay, it was a guess. If anyone else had any other information, it was worthwhile to try. But that is what I observed. So
I'm gonna try to stay away from Mason, I think.
I think that is a safe bet.
It's dangerous.
Okay. Let's see. What else can I ask? Snea, this year, because you're an engineer at DigitalOcean. So, what was the most? If you can talk about it, what was the most interesting bug that you encountered this year?
Oh,
if you can't talk about it, I'll ask another. If you can't, I'll ask another question. But was there any bugs that were just
okay? I mean, I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to wonder if I can talk about it. Like, I mean, how much is like okay to talk about? There's definitely been some interesting stuff. I mean, I guess I can talk about. It's something that isn't publicly facing, but just relating to like a test I was doing, and I was super curious why I wasn't getting any traffic. Like an iPerf test between like a client and server, and it turns out my like routing table. Like there was like a longer prefix match than my gateway, and so all the traffic was like going somewhere I didn't expect it to go. And like at some point I was like, do I have a fundamental lack of understanding of computers? Like, what is happening here? And then this is when I consulted someone else, because sometimes when you stare at something for way too long, and they were like, tell me your IP address again that you're like sending traffic to, and they were like, okay, look at your table one more time.
Oh, we had a similar time. I was working with Chris on an app, and for app platform, and he like it was working for me, but not for him, and I just couldn't figure it out. And he sends me a screenshot, and I think he had forgotten one of the like I think you had like a typo in the URL route, Chris. And I was like, well, there it is. We found the bug.
That doesn't sound right to me. I don't ever have typos.
Yeah, you never have typos. Okay, well, this is all we have for this round. Barry, do you have anything you wanna share, talk about anything cool or fun before we jump off?
Oh, I think those 6 a.m. meetings for me were mostly COVID-related infrastructure purchasing meetings. How do you build up infrastructure fast enough to meet demand when demand changes overnight? That was easily the craziest thing of the year. Was you had completely unpredictable demand spikes, and you're spending half your day on the phone with vendors hoping that their supply chain wasn't disrupted, so that you can make sure if somebody says, give me a droplet, there's actually a place to put you. That was, I think, an exciting time of the year for me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, what I found really cool out of that whole set of, crisis management was that we solved some hardware problems through software. You hear that, necessity is the mother of all inventions, and the team gets so creative in finding ways to actually make the most of the hardware we had. If we couldn't get into the data centers, we had to figure out other ways to actually continue having the services function. And really kudos to the software engineers for being very creative in figuring some of these problems out.
Yeah, for sure.
That sounds really interesting. I bet that was a challenging thing to deal with.
It was fun. Challenges are always fun. Better than a boring day.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining in. Al, Barry, Raman, Snea. It was great to play with y'all. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next section now, which is us talk about open source. So I'm gonna be helping host this, but mostly we get to hear from the magic voice, Matt, and we're gonna go ahead and introduce one of my favorite people at DigitalOcean, Erica Heidi, who's just joined in. Erica, you're muted, but come on in and let's introduce you.
Hello, folks. Good to be here. Thanks.
Hello.
Mason.
Okay, and then
I believe we're also having Alexis join us.
So I should join.
Yes. So the new lobby code is in the private chat. If everyone hops in, we can start playing, and we're going to chat about open source as we go.
Yes, and we have Alexis here, who is one of our solutions engineers. Alexis, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do at DigitalOcean.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Mason. Yeah, so I primarily work with our customers, and I partner up with the CSM and GTM teams. I run proof of concepts, infrastructure ideas. I advice on migrations. I answer any technical questions that our customers might have. Also work with our engineering and product teams in the background. But yeah, I primarily focus on our customers.
Awesome. Matt, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. Take it away with all things open source.
Sure. Okay. Hang on. Let's just see. Is everyone in the game?
We're waiting on Alexis.
We're looking at Alexis.
It's
in the chat. Lex, right above the message you just sent. Is that code?
Yeah, I'm not able to see the history since I just joined.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me resend it. There you go.
All right, cool.
Oh, we tripped up Google. We're gonna.
Okay. So yes, we're gonna be talking about open source during this section whilst we're playing. So again, as it's new people playing, quick reminder of the 2 house rules we have. Once we start playing, please go to a different tab other than StreamYard so that you don't see my perspective because I'm streaming it. You don't want to spoil whether I'm an imposter or not. And as we play, we're going to keep chatting about open source, but please don't chat about the game itself unless we're in an emergency meeting. Among Us is designed to be played without continually talking about what's happening in the game. Okay, so it looks like we're all in. So I will start the game. If everyone can jump to a different tab other than StreamYard so you don't see my perspective, we'll get started.
Okay, okay, cool. I'm ready to go.
Let's go. So whilst we're playing, we're going to be chatting about all things open source and some of our favorite projects. Lexis, do you have any favorite open source projects that you wanted to kind of shout out?
Yeah, so I'm following a couple of companies. Since I work with customers that are managing their infrastructure, I typically look for open source projects that are around infrastructure and deployments. One of them being Pixie Labs. So Pixie Labs was recently acquired by New Relic. And what they do is essentially they allow you to have observability into your Kubernetes stack with just one command line, right? So you download their command line tool and you can just deploy Pixie into your Kubernetes cluster with just having access to your kube config locally. Oh, someone's chasing after me. And yeah, it provides you, it's based off of I can never say this, eBPF, which allows you to essentially run programs within the Linux kernel without changing anything in the kernel, which is pretty cool.
Brilliant. We've got a sabotage. I will explain sabotages as we go. A sabotage has happened. We need to go and respond to it immediately, otherwise the imposters win the game. Or the arrows.
If you're a crewmate with, okay, go over there and do that, and I will come over here and.
There we go. That's the one thing I will explain about the game as we go. Brilliant. I'll share some of my favorite projects from this year. First of all, Discord.js, fabulous JavaScript library that lets you interact with Discord API. I actually maintain one of my own Discord bots, and so I've been actually contributing to that library this year. I have honestly very limited time to actually contribute to open source projects. I've really enjoyed actually contributing to that project. The maintainers there are fabulous, and so one of my favorite projects. So, who found the body? Erica, where did you find the body?
The body was found. I don't know the name of the place. Oh, I can see. It's close to the cafeteria. It's in a corridor.
Okay.
Close to the cafeteria. I'm going Matt.
Are you?
Matt? Why Matt?
I mean, Alexis has had 1,000 chances to kill me. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've been avoiding everyone. Really, I will say, I don't think it's Alexis. I was around him quite a bit as well. So I think it's either Erica or Chris, and
Chris?
Erica reported it, so I think it's probably Chris.
I think it's Matt.
I think it's Matt.
Is that the strategy to chase after someone that you think is the? Oh, okay. Everybody voted for Matt.
Voted off an innocent.
Oh.
All right.
Wow.
Keep doing your tasks.
I was so sure.
and then I can keep going on open source projects. One of the other really cool things that happened this year, Cloudflare and GitHub both open sourced their documentation. I'm a huge fan of documentation in general. I think that's the way everyone should learn things, is by actually going and reading documentation, because people have put time into kind of writing that to explain things. And it's really fabulous to see that both GitHub and Cloudflare decided to open source this year. So anyone can go ahead and make contributions to their documentation. And then finally, I just wanted to give a shout out to Node.js. It's such a core part of a lot of the infrastructure in the world and applications. And having kind of interacted with the teams there multiple times, fabulous open source project. So those are my highlights for the year in open source.
Cool.
I would say that I actually saw some open source news yesterday that kind of surprised me. So I follow the Python world. I do a lot in Python, and earlier this year we saw Guido van Rossum announce that he was retiring. So, or it was either earlier this year or late last year. From Dropbox. He was an engineer at Dropbox for a while, and decided that it was just time to retire. And then not too long ago, he's announced that he's joined Microsoft, and is now doing like a developer. I don't know if it's some sort of it's like developer advocate, but like for people who invented a language that a lot of the world uses. So it's a much higher tier.
Yeah.
But I remember from the PSF, whenever the Python Software Foundation, from whenever they established the steering committee, which is the department that runs Python, that I don't think there's 5 people, and there cannot be more than one person from the same company. So I don't know if there was already another Microsoft person on there, but the PSF elections came out yesterday, and Guido van Rossum is no longer on the Python steering committee, which has only been around for like a year or two, but he was the benevolent dictator for life. I'll get to that in a moment. So this is the first time in 30 plus years that Guido van Rossum has not been directly involved. Like, I mean, he's still involved, obviously. He's still a core developer. He's still Guido, but he's not officially leadership of the Python project anymore, which I think is kind of an interesting, like, that's got to be kind of interesting, right? Like,
yeah, I think it was a really cool announcement when I saw that. I was like, Microsoft really actually cares about Python. It's brilliant.
I've been going to PyCons for a few years. Microsoft always has amazing stuff they do for Python.
Yeah.
And I've loved it. They debuted the remote, the VS Code remote execution tools at PyCon 2019, 2018. It was one of the years. One of the years it was in Cleveland. It might have been 2018.
Back in the days when we could actually meet up in person for a convention.
We'll get back to it. Piyush, you going to join us?
So what's the plan now? Are we going to do another game of Among Us, or are we going into?
Hold on. Are we going to talk about Erica's absolute win?
We will. One, she's muted. 2, Erica followed me around, pretended to do tasks with me, stabbed me in the back, and then reported my body and fooled all of you. And I'm over here just biting my tongue, going, she's the Erica with these next level pro straps over here.
I'm a quick learner.
Yeah, I didn't know what kind of level we were playing with.
Oh my goodness. And welcome, Piyush. Is your mic working? I didn't hear you a sec.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Welcome, Piyush. Piyush is another one of our developer advocate people. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's around 10:30 here, but pretty excited for this.
Okay. Yeah. So, are we moving on to the next segment, or are we doing another one?
That's what I'm just trying to find out.
So. Oh no! Okay, there it is. We'll go directly into. Okay, Erica, we're moving directly into community demos.
Another round of the game.
Another round of the game.
Stream gods have spoken.
Okay. Yes. Well, there are stream gods that tell us what to do, because we're not. We're capable, but we're not. Yeah, we have better people.
Before we start, I need to know, Piyush, are you a secret pro like Erica?
Oh. No. I mean, I have played it, but I couldn't have thought of that strategy.
And we're fighting the Among Us servers. There we go. We're in. Okay. Let me put the code in chat.
New code in the group chat.
There we go. There's the new game code.
Okay. Piyush, are you playing with us?
Give me, yeah.
Make sure you change your server to the North American
Yeah, we're
server.
in the North American region for that game code.
Okay.
And Peach, just for you, I've told everyone else already. Once we start playing, please go to a different tab other than StreamYard.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another round of this game. Then we're gonna go straight into Erica's demos, and then we're gonna go into Hub for Good, and then we'll do the resume Among Us. So we're gonna skip the Among Us section from for the community content, but we'll also start. Let's talk about some community content real quick while we're at it.
Let's talk about community now.
What is your favorite community content? Erica, since you actually work on some of this content, what is your favorite?
Yes.
Two things. What is your favorite piece of all time, and what is the favorite piece that you produced this year?
Oh, cool. I forgot to actually say like what I do at the beginning. Sorry about that. I work at community and I write content for community, produce content, create contents. And so favorite piece of content of all times. Wow, that's hard. That's a hard one. Well, my memory is not that good, so I will focus on 2020. I really liked the how to build a website with HTML and with CSS from Erin, from my colleague Erin. So she did a series for beginners and how to learn to write, to create a website. And I really like this kind of content for beginners. And this is something that we didn't have back in the day, years ago. So I really like that one. And my personal favorite one is the content that I just published today, actually. So I did a lot of PHP content this year, but I think it's culminated in this series that is a short series about Laravel and how to build a links landing page with Laravel. So I try to make it very like practical and to really project oriented, so you can build something from start to finish. So I'm really excited about it. I just published it like an hour ago, so it's exciting. Brand new.
Awesome. That's okay. I'm gonna have to go check that piece out. Erica, can you join in the game real quick?
Yes.
Okay. And then once Erica joins in, Matt, kick us off. Let's see. I don't know. Alexis, do you have a favorite piece of community content, or what were any community content this year that you really like?
I would say, when we get customers that are looking to migrate or even, test out Kubernetes, I think the intro to Kubernetes article is really great for them. And basically any community document that is on the DigitalOcean platform is pretty cool. We can just, if a customer has a question about our managed database offering or any of our services, we can just send them the document and they always enjoy it. That's actually one of the top feedbacks that we get from customers. They enjoy our simplicity, and then they say they enjoy our documents. It really helps them.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. Who else has some favorite content they want to talk about this year?
I mean, quite generally, I've really enjoyed all the tech talks we've done this year.
Oh yeah.
I'm always a fan of listening to people talk about things in a live stream context, and tech talks, really nail that. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoyed the tech talks. Chris and I do a lot of tech talks, and they're a lot of fun to do too, because you get to interact with people and you get to answer questions and stuff, and I love doing that. Oh wow, whoever's
I think it might
is
Chris.
Working.
I just walked into electrical, and Chris was standing there next to a dead body.
I was trying to figure out how to report.
Oh.
Sounds pretty suspicious. Yeah.
It's very suspicious.
No.
Very, very suspicious.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Chris.
Okay, here's the thing.
Oh,
I
this
had
is
a
really
super cool
bad
plan.
Why did Chris go for me?
Why did I get?
because he wasn't going to vote for himself.
Oh,
And we
Why the
win.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out. I had a very good plan
Really?
where I was gonna hide in the vent and then kill whoever came next. But the kill countdown doesn't go down when you're in a vent.
No, it doesn't.
No.
They actively try to prevent that strategy.
I thought I was being slick.
Well, okay, so Erica, do you have some community demos and stuff to show us?
Actually, I have some slide pages that I have prepared to share, only like just general data numbers, because it's really exciting to get to the end of the year and see what we produced, what we created. The developer education team and also the editorial team published over 400 original tutorials. That's a lot of tutorials this year. And we also have Alligator.io joining. And so we got a lot of content about front end, and also have a lot of translations happening. So it's really good to look at the numbers at the end and see what we shared to the world. And so two of my colleagues also shared their favorite content of the year, what they created. So Erin, my colleague Erin, talked about her series, and she also worked on another content that is the introduction to the cloud. It's a curriculum that you can follow to get introduced in, for beginners. You can share with people who are not very experienced with the cloud and, cloud computing in general. So it's a very good content for beginners. And she shared about her experience with that. That she really likes the aspect of empowering people to do more technically, so it's very interesting to see. I think I really like to see the perspective of the people who create the content too. So yeah, that's nice to see. And my colleague Mark also shared, Mark Drake, as another of my colleagues, he shared also the content that he created that was his favorite from the year. It was this conceptual article about relational databases, and he shares that it's often very difficult to create conceptual content, and I can understand that, because some things are we just understand that, and when we try to put it into words, it's very complicated. The simpler the thing, sometimes it's complicated, the most complicated to explain. But he actually really enjoyed writing that, so that's what he wanted to highlight. And I think it's really good content as well. So yeah, these are the top two, and also I already shared mine, and it's this new series that I just shared today. And so if you are interested in PHP and Laravel, you can have a look at that. All right. Yeah, that was basically it.
Okay, that was awesome. I think now, Magic Stream Gods, I think we are going with the Hub for Good update. But one quick thing from the chat, because I do want to take this poll. Who here in the chat and has seen Matt's face before in real life? I have.
I never.
Wait, Erica,
I have not.
Wait, Erica, you've never really? Okay, I sat next to Matt at dinner. We'll tell that story at another time. But
I haven't seen it either.
I feel like he's an advanced
Like,
AI
what,
that we're
almost
building
a year.
in-house.
Carly, you're muted.
I have never seen his face.
Okay, next
It's a
when we do another Shark Week or a marketing all hands, it's like I saw it my first actual week on the job, and I didn't realize it was like a unicorn. So,
I know, I'm jealous now. I'm jealous.
Okay, so let's go ahead and turn over. We're going to talk about the Hub for Good. So Carly is here, and I think we're just waiting on Daniel.
Yes, I just want to show you first my very jingly sweater.
Wow, that is awesome.
A lot of cats. This belongs to my husband, so it's a little big for me, but it's still fun. Hopefully you can hear me behind the bells.
Do you have pets, and does that drive them wild?
I have a puppy, Rosa, who is a King Charles Cavalier or Cavalier King Charles, but she mainly just tries to bite on the bells and the bows.
That would probably drive my Labrador crazy. He does not like new things that make noise. Daniel, oh, that is an amazing sweater, Daniel. Like you have, wow.
It goes Snoopy. I love it.
It's really nice.
Wait, I hope we're not stealing the thunder from Carly's sweater, though.
No, Carly's sweater.
I already did it. I was ringing the bells. I was just, yes, I already put mine on display.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go ahead and introduce everyone. Carly, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Carly Brantz, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at DigitalOcean. And I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. Daniel?
My name is Daniel Zaltzman. I am the manager of the developer relations team here at DigitalOcean. I recently celebrated 7 years. I was like, can I even like put it together really quickly? It's funny. But yeah, it's been an amazing journey, and I'm really excited to be here because we've had a really amazing year. It's been a challenging year for everyone, but this team, I love how we came together. So I'm really excited that we can celebrate the holidays.
Awesome. We're excited to have y'all. And we're going to talk about Hub for Good in this section. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to y'all to talk about Hub for Good.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I'm excited because Hub for Good is one of the things I'm definitely most proud of our accomplishment this year. We launched Hub for Good earlier this year as a way to donate a portion of our infrastructure to people looking to make a difference in serving their communities. And so originally, it was designed to support COVID-19 relief efforts, and I'm trying to think of what month it was, but sometime this summer, we expanded the scope and resources of the program to support projects working to improve health and education, reduce inequality, and sort of spur economic growth. So it's been really incredible to see all the projects that have come through. And I know Daniel and I are going to highlight a couple of fun ones. And I would encourage all of you to just sort of keep tabs on this and see. I think we've got big plans for Hub for Good in general next year too.
Yeah, and just to speak to the scale of the Hub for Good, I mean, we're talking about, and I got my tea here, kind of getting that holiday cozy spirit. We're talking about almost 1,000 projects. We're talking about nonprofits. We're talking about organizations focused on education, focusing on reducing inequality, focusing on spurring economic growth all over the world. I mean, we have all countries represented in the Hub for Good. So when Carly says keep an eye on it, it means we're really trying to be inclusive here, trying to make this an opportunity for everyone all around the world to participate.
Yeah, and there are ways to get involved too. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight a couple of standouts for me. I know you're going to share some of your favorites too, but the first I wanted to talk about is the Mahala Network. And this one is so important because out of 8 billion people in our population, more than half of them are unable to connect to the internet. And now more than ever, when we're depending on the internet to connect just in general with work and our loved ones, this organization is helping to bring connectivity and communication to more than 4 billion underserved people around the world. So this is just incredible and so needed right now. And so I'd invite everyone too to visit this website, see how you can get involved and learn more about this organization. It's pretty amazing.
Amazing. Wow. That's fantastic. Yeah, and keeping with that trend of sort of trying to level the playing field around the world, just in a different vertical. One project I want to talk about is One Surgery. If we could pull that up and show you that. It's a project from the UK, and it's this sort of global network of surgeons and students in the medical field coming together to try to share educational resources with one another around how to perform surgeries in the most, with efficacy, with better resources, things like that. I mean, way over my head, but it's just an incredible effort. And the way that they're using DigitalOcean actually is they're using our services to create these community chats so that they can connect their network all around the world and talk to each other and share these resources. So pretty cool.
That's very cool. Yeah, I love that. Another one that I would just wanted to highlight too is one that's called Execute Big. This is a great organization that's also removing barriers to entry really into the technology space so that all students, and especially those with underrepresented demographics, that they can have access to computer science education, learn about building CS education programs, and then also they provide grants for students in needs. So another amazing organization that's definitely necessary right now, as also my comment earlier about many groups not having access to the internet, but education right now is so important as we're all sort of hunkered down at home. So this is a great one as well.
Yeah, we so often talk about access, and I feel like we're very fortunate in the US where there is a broad access to internet, but even here, actually, that's not fully the case. There's a lot of folks in the US, in cities even, especially in rural areas, that don't have access to the internet. So this is like a real global effort.
Yeah.
The next project is a game, a little bit different here, but still a Hub for Good project because it's oriented around self-development, self-help, and it's called Legend. And I honestly did not get a chance to play it yet, but what they're focusing on is these bite-sized games similar to how we're going to play Among Us, but rather than just, kind of just a game for the fun of it, it combines fun and personal growth and helping to get a better understanding of like a personal journey, a career journey. What do you want to do in your career? How do you continue to focus on your health? Things like that. Thought this was really a unique experience and wanted to share that in this session. There's so many different projects in the Hub for Good. It was really hard to pick.
Yeah, this one is great because I think, and as we quarantine, sometimes one of the things that we miss doing, but it is really important, is just taking care of ourselves. So I love this one too. The last one that I wanted to cover quickly is the Global Center for Risk and Innovation. So this is a way to accelerate public participation in research, policymaking, and development programs. I think it's just a great way to get young people involved, just sort of the regular public who might not normally feel like they have the access or the means to get involved. So this is a great one. They're working with local leaders and through a network of organizations so they can identify sort of the trends that matter most and just sort of help to get people involved and activated in their network.
That's awesome. Where's that? I'm just curious, where's that? Do you know where that project is from?
I believe it's based in Canada.
Cool.
Yeah.
Once again, so many different parts of the globe represented in the Hub for Good. That's been a really inspiring part of this program. Okay, I have one more to share. It's based out of Nepal with that theme. I mean, it's a global network of professors and students focused on social sciences, and they do have a hub in the U.S. as well. But I think their main center is in Nepal. And they're just trying to democratize access to social science, not make it just something that you do in universities, but try to provide these courses online. And once again, another good use case for DigitalOcean, especially if they're looking to scale their community and have access from all over the globe. This seems like a really great program focused on education.
That is amazing. And like Daniel said, this is just a few of the 1,000 or more different projects that are happening on Hub for Good. So definitely check out the different projects and learn how you can get involved. And like we said before, keep an eye on this because we're just getting started here with the Hub for Good program.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say we're really excited to figure out more ways to spread the word about these projects as well. So Carly's going to talk about where to go to apply. I just wanted to say that this is just the beginning. I imagine not just at next year's holiday check-in, all throughout the year in 2021, we're going to be sharing these stories with you all. I mean, there was a Hub for Good project that kicked off our first global conference this year. Like the very first project that Yancey, our CEO, spoke to was a Hub for Good organization. So it's a really exciting opportunity to get more exposure for the work that you all are doing out there.
Yes. And we do have a lot of great customer stories on the projects that we've featured. But if you want to learn more, please go to our website, digitalocean.com, and under the community section, you can find all the Hub for Good projects. If you have a nonprofit project or a startup that needs resources, I would encourage you to apply and get involved in any way that you can. There's some pretty special projects happening.
I really like a lot of those projects, especially I feel like we've only scratched the surface with education, and especially if you talk about reach and access to education. So Mahalo Network, Execute Big, those are really, really cool projects.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Cool.
Okay,
So
I have my daughter on standby to help me with Among Us. Well, I know that Raman and Mason were talking about how we played in our holiday party last week, and my daughter, fortunately, is a whiz at Among Us. Who knew?
Yes, it was really interesting because we all thought Carly had mad Among Us skills. So let's go ahead.
I'm getting better.
Let's go ahead and bring everyone back in who can play. We get Matt and anyone else who is available.
Hello.
Do we have a code, Matt?
We do. I just dumped it in chat. I will post it again as more people join. So I'm hoping we'll have more than just us, but we'll see.
And I'm just thankful for all the people that are joining us right now to tune into the stream and celebrate the holidays with us. It's great to see you all.
Yeah.
All right.
So weird. I can't see Chris's fancy clothes on my personal screen, but I look at Matt's cast, I can't. So I wonder if I have to actually have those purchased so I could see them.
I don't think you should. I wonder if I was going to say maybe you're an update behind, but from what I remember, Among Us is very strict on making sure you're on the latest update to join a game. So who knows?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the most festive outfit. Okay, this hat will do.
Mostly the hats. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess, man, Matt's already wearing that hat. Which hat am I wearing? I'm wearing elf ears.
So we're just waiting for Carly to join.
Yeah, we're waiting on Carly, and then anyone else who wants to join. Are we going to be able to get Erica or Snea back, or maybe Raman wants to come back and play with us and talk about some of his stuff this year? That would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I will go over the house rules really quickly because we have two house rules. Daniel, Carly. Once we start playing, or when I press the start button, please go to a different tab in your browser other than StreamYard so that you don't see my perspective. There will spoil if I'm an imposter or not. And as we play, we can keep chatting, but we'll chat about anything other than the game itself. Among Us, is designed to be played kind of generally in silence until you're in the emergency meetings. But we will chat about Hub for Good and such, but don't spoil the game whilst we're playing around.
Okay, I think I'm in finally.
Brilliant. Okay.
Are you red? Are you Red Guard?
Oh, apparently I am. Red's Guard. I don't know even what that means, but apparently my daughter did that.
For a moment, I thought it was Redis, and I was like, "Oh wow,
And my daughter has abandoned me, so I'm gonna have to just figure this out on my own.
Oh, you'll be fine. All right, I'll
She
press
has
go.
school. The nerve of her.
Okay.
Tony, great to see you. All right.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
All right.
Did Al end up making it into the game? I didn't see that. I
He
was
did.
trying to watch before.
In the second game, that was it was actually really fun. I think Barry was the imposter both times when we played. There's something about this game, and I don't know if you've experienced this, Matt, but like if it's your first time ever playing the game, you wind up being the imposter like all the time at the beginning. The very first time I played, I was the imposter with my friends 8 times in a row.
Yeah, but I don't think it's anything specific about being your first time, but I do believe there is some sort of bug that is known that sometimes a lobby will just get stuck on a single person being the imposter.
Yeah, I don't.
What's going on over there, Carly? Sounds like some plotting.
I don't know. My daughter is just coming to give me some last minute tips, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's what their random generator is, but I've always been suspicious of the random generator that picks the person. Okay, so this is where it's difficult with 5 because if we get it wrong,
no, you've got your safe.
Is there 1 or 2 imposters?
There's one imposter. So if you vote the wrong person here, you still got a chance.
Yes, but all the imposter has to do is kill one person, and then it's over. So
Chris has been awfully quiet, so that's where I'm going.
I'm just chatting in the YouTube chat.
Is Arpan here? Yeah, Arpan's here.
Oh, Chris.
Oh no!
If I'm not the imposter,
yes,
I
I've
get
got
kicked off
someone
first.
coming
If
to
I'm
help
not the
me.
imposter, I'm not good at it.
Okay, so now we have to figure out what's going on here.
I guess I'll keep to my tasks.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably not going to get a task win, but we should aim for it.
Yep. And this will probably end up being. Oh well,
there we go.
Carly.
So fast.
For the record, I killed Matt on my own.
Yep.
I'm very proud of that. And then I reported the body to be sneaky.
Man, that was Erica's strategy too, and it got everyone. Like, man, everyone's learning too quickly for me.
I think we've got time for another game. I think
we've got time for one more game.
Let's do it.
Yep, let's do it.
Hey there, Aaron, over in YouTube chat.
Okay, we're all in. I will start us up again.
I don't know why Karina made me red scar. Yeah, it's a strategy that we used earlier. It's probably
Did you get Yancey to play earlier today too?
No, Yancey just came on and gave a little talk, but it was really good. The fact that we got Barry and Al to play was really awesome. I was super happy about that. We had a lot of fun chatting. This was really fun. I'm definitely looking forward to doing this again.
This was really fun.
Yeah.
It's my first live stream.
Oh, welcome.
What?
Thank you.
Someone's got the reactor.
Is it on the left? It is on the left side, right, of the ship.
Yeah, follow the big flashing arrows on your
And
screen.
we need 2 of them.
It's unlikely that I'll make it in time.
No.
Do you folks have enough?
People. There.
We're good. We already had a whole bunch of people. Okay,
Uh-oh.
They saw.
Oh.
Okay. I literally saw Chris just.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Carly right
Hold on. Here's the thing.
No, there's no hold on this. Just vote for Chris. Like,
No, hang on. I want to
Wait,
hear Chris.
wait. Hear me out.
Yeah, Chris, I want to hear you out.
The
Chris, what do you have
nerve,
to say?
the nerve, Chris.
Chris, do you
So,
have any defense? I haven't voted yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, there's no defense. This is just what I was trying to do. I Googled for it. I like super cool strategies, and they said if you all stand together, you can't tell who kills who.
Mm-hmm. But we were now standing
I just-
together.
But we
Had that
were not
dream.
standing together, my daughter said.
You're thinking of the distract kill. You didn't quite pull it off, unfortunately, Chris.
Yeah, it's a good strat. Didn't quite work.
I like that you're Googling that. It's brilliant.
Googling next level strats.
You got to do the research.
Okay, well, it is that time.
Oh.
We finished with a win, which is good.
It's a good way to
And
win.
Victory. I'm trying to ring my bells.
The jingles.
okay, well, I think that's all we have for today. It was awesome. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Is there anything any last words anyone here wants to share before we head out?
No, just happy holidays from DigitalOcean. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I want to echo what Daniel said. Thank you so much for taking your time and spending the holidays with us here.
Same.
Agreed.
Are we going to have a Christmas miracle, and is Matt going to show his face?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think that.
But now I'm just going to have to, I don't know, get creative on how to see Matt's face. That will be my New Year's resolution.
We make sure that when we have our next all hands, or when we can get back to personal all hands and in person all hands, we bring Matt and we all just enjoy it while we have it.
Yes, deal.
Happy holidays, everyone, and thanks
Happy
for
holidays,
joining in.
everybody.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.